guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm CB Harris, and welcome back to the Monday Commute. Now, I know I'm not commuting, and you know what? I may have to change the name of this series of videos because, well, quite frankly, until I get back to commuting anyway. So if you guys have any ideas for what to name this series, to rename it something else, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section. I'm actually kind of thinking maybe the Monday Sit Rep, something like that. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Today I want to talk to you guys about the CNN special, the Guns in America special with the president. Now, the president said quite a few things in there that I maybe took issue with and don't agree with. And it's okay to not agree with everybody in a leadership position. It really is okay. So here is the one thing that I really kind of had an issue with was the president compared people who feel like the government is trying to take away their gun rights. He compared that to people in the American Revolution. And it really kind of got me. I was sitting here thinking, you know, he's talking about a conspiracy, which I think he meant conspiracy theory, or maybe it was a Freudian slip, because conspiracy is something that is actually happening, is actually taking place. So maybe it was a little Freudian slip there. I'm not sure. But comparing it to the American Revolution, and I'll put up a little clip right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
This notion of a conspiracy out there, and it gets wrapped up in concerns about the federal government. Now, there's a long history of that. That's in our DNA. You know, the United States was born suspicious of some distant authority.
Okay, so fact number one, okay, the American citizens, okay, they were British citizens, I guess, in America, they were being taxed without being represented in Parliament. Other English citizens had representatives in Parliament to basically to file their grievances or to represent them to the government, to the king, and to make laws for them. America didn't have that. We didn't have a representative in Parliament, yet we had to abide by all these laws and rules. And it made it easy for the English government to kind of put regulation on American trade and tax them and things like that because it didn't have to go through this representative process. They didn't have an advocate, if you will, in Parliament. And so absolutely the American people, they didn't like this at all because they felt like they were getting the short end of the stick, especially for the fact that all of this was done to pay off English debts. The French and Indian War had taken place here on the American continent, but actually this was part of a larger war that was raging in Europe, the Napoleonic War. Now England came out on top of this war. However, they came out of it with a ton of debt, and one of the ways that they had come up with to pay for this debt was by taxing the American colonies. America didn't really like this. There was a lot of grumblings, a lot of things building up to the Revolution. The final spark that took place was Lexington and Concord. Lexington and Concord was absolutely gun control. That is what started it. Truly, the British soldiers marching on Lexington and Concord, their orders were not to, hey, go and check it out and see what's going on. It was go and disarm these people. That's what they were supposed to do. That's what started the American Revolution. Obviously, there were a lot of things that built up to it. You had the taxes and all these different acts that were taking place. The intolerable acts took place. All these things that happened that led up to it. But this was the final spark, was disarming the people. Now, I want to compare that to modern times, to our times right now. There are a lot of things that have taken place, a lot of regulation, if you will, a lot of environmental regulation, a lot of things that are taking place that I didn't vote on. Now, some of my representatives may have voted on this in Congress, and some things were put into place. A lot of things were not. A lot of things were not voted on necessarily, but these things, it makes people feel like they're not represented. Again, you know what else makes people feel like they're not represented? Executive actions. We don't feel like our voice is being heard. We're not voting on this. Our representatives aren't even voting on this. And that's why we have a hard time, I think, with executive action and things being done this way. Because you know what else was executive action? The Sugar Act, the Stamp Act, the Intolerable Acts. All of these were executive actions that were put onto the American people. And yes, Mr. President, it is a good comparison to compare the people who are opposed to gun control, to compare that to the American Revolution. So good job for that. I don't think that's what you intended, but it is absolutely very similar circumstances. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I apologize for this being kind of a political rant. I normally don't do videos like this, but you know, I felt like today that this one really needed to be done. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and share it. I always appreciate it when you guys do that. If you like the video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and click down on the subscribe button. Be sure to come back every Monday and every Thursday for regularly scheduled videos. And there's also a variety of other videos throughout the month. Until next time, guys, take care and drive safe.